I'm Aaron.
And I'm Sarah, and we've been going to Faith for about 2 years.
And this is our story.
We met 5 years ago, and I was working at a treatment facility in Florida, and he came in and was my detox patient. And the moment I laid eyes on him, I knew that he was the one for me. We had to go separate ways when we were in Florida. I had to go back to my life in Pennsylvania, and after he had taken care of all his legal stuff, he got to move up to Pennsylvania and be a part of my family. And things were good for a while, and we started getting off track. And when we started falling back into our old ways together.
My father committed suicide, and I was in a dark place and didn't really know where to put my pain. It got darker than it had ever gotten. Sarah came to Alabama, and we both ended up getting back on drugs, heavy, and we wanted to leave for a year. The drugs had such a hold on us that we couldn't. During that time, Sarah got pregnant with Jackson.
My other 2 kids were in Pennsylvania, so for that entire year we spent calling the kids and telling them, we're coming home. And then, we would get partway home and we would run out of drugs, and we'd have to turn around and go back to Alabama to get more drugs because we weren't gonna make it, or we would get arrested, and then we'd have to spend, months and months in jail. And it was just this vicious cycle of not just being stuck. We were stuck. But like he said, I ended up getting pregnant, and I was already using, and I couldn't stop. We tried to go, I think, to 3 or 4 different detoxes and rehabs, and they just kept kicking me out because I was pregnant and they weren't qualified to help me, and we just kept ending up back on the street.
When we got back to Pennsylvania, we had nowhere to go, so we were living on the streets, hotels, staying anywhere we could. We had nothing but a vehicle left, and our vehicle ended up getting stolen. And, in the past, I've always had something to start with, but this was the first time that I had lost everything. I had nowhere to turn. I was tired of going to jail, tired of just the dead ends, and Sarah and I, we got to a point that we really thought the only way out was death. We came to the conclusion that we were too far gone.
Yeah, we had a plan, and we were just gonna get as much as we could, and at the same time, we were gonna go. And we really thought that was the best way out. Right before getting taken to a detox facility, Angel's Light, we were actually living at the Ramada. A couple weeks ago in church, when I heard Pastor talk about how they were potentially going to buy the Ramada, the same place that I almost lost my life is the same place it's gonna be our church. Sitting here, we pulled into the Ramada today, and a tear ran down Aaron's face because thinking about where we were at this place and now where we are today, it's all because of God. We were offered the opportunity to go to a 13-month Christian-based rehab facility, and we were not allowed to communicate there. And one of the staff members, she ran upstairs and she said, "I just want to let you know that Aaron got saved." And I think I dropped to my knees in tears and happiness and joy because I knew that there was hope.
We got out of there.
And we had God.
And we had God on our side this time.
So that was the start to everything we have today. Our son Jackson is beautiful, healthy, happy, and he is in our full custody. Our CYS case got closed. We have Allie now, who is 4 months old. We have Hayden and Andy, who live with us.
We have a home.
We have 2 vehicles. It's only because of God.
Only.
only because of God that we have the life that we do today.
If God can do what He's did for us, He can do it for anybody. And it wasn't anything that we did until Jesus.
Until we started surrendering and believing that Jesus is the only way to help us,
Absolutely.
nothing was going to work. Nothing. You know, my mother was here praying with people, not knowing where their daughter was, if she was ever coming home, if she was even alive for that matter. And to be able to stand in the front of Faith Assembly and know that like all those prayers were answered is such a good feeling. Like prayers work.
I have those flashbacks of mom saying, pray for Sarah, we don't know where she is. But every time I see you, I want to say, I know where Sarah is. She's on the front row, celebrating, worshiping the one who gave her new life.